Hello, and on today's episode of Does He Really Know What He's Doing? We're going to try to mount two scopes and make sure that the reticles are straight up and down using a leveling system. So this is an AR. It's got a Crossfire 2 and it's a 2x7x32 scope on it right now, and I've never shot it. So before I do shoot it, I want to make sure that the reticle is perfectly lined up, just straight across. So you want your horizontal line to actually be horizontal. And that is a mistake that you can make. If it's a little bit canted, it can change accuracy in the future. I've also got a Remington 270 with a 3x9x40 scope, and there's also a Vortex Crossfire 2 that we're going to be adjusting as well, because neither one of them have I shot since I put the scope on. My 270 I have shot. This whole rifle has never been shot. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to break these little, whatever size scope rings you got. You're going to need a different kind of bit for each one. This one's a T15, so it's a star bit. The other one's going to end up being an Allen wrench, and I don't know what size it is because in my little set that I've got of SAE, none of those fit, so I'm pretty sure that one's going to end up being metric. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just go ahead and bust these things loose. The bolt is out. It is not loaded. Like I said, it's never even been shot. There is a magazine in it, and the magazine's just holding it in the vise right now. And it is a Tapco magazine, which it equivalates to being garbage, so I'm not hurting anything. So break these things loose. See, I didn't put them on there very tight in the first place because I knew I was going to end up doing this regardless. So you only need to, you don't have to take the whole thing out, but you're going to want to just break them loose to where the scope's going to be able to move inside the scope rings. So that way when you do need to make an adjustment, it's easy enough to move it. So that one's probably loose enough, and that one's probably loose enough. Yes, they're both loose enough. So with this scope ring leveling kit by Wheeler, they want you to put it on something metal. So this, you'll see it on the bolt action rifle. When this sits inside where the bolt is, this is actually magnetic and this is magnetic. So it'll lock itself in into where it needs to be. This, everything is coated, and some of it is not very metallic. So the only spot that I found that's actually flat and it's going to work is back here. So you can kind of see right there, I've got it to where it's actually flat on the thing, or on the back of the rifle itself. So that's on there. Here is the other one, and they want you to mount this thing right up here. And as you can see, it is definitely going to be off, which I know I already moved it to show that it was loose. But so I'm going to kind of get it there, and then semi kind of tighten these things, because I don't want to kind of halfway get there and then have to go back. So that should be good. I want to make sure that bubble's like right there in the center. And the bubble is in the center. So just tighten down the rest of these. And I'm going to torque them here in a little bit, but I'm going to do that off camera because it's just doing this with a torque wrench on it. I believe the torque specs are 2 ohms. So just, and there you go. So that does it for that one. Let me get the other rifle in here. Okay, now we got the Remington 270 all mounted up in here. It is put directly into the vise block because it doesn't have an extendable magazine, so I'm not going to be able to kind of raise it up a little bit more, do anything like that. I did put a piece of just cloth in here just to keep from marring up the sides. It's not like it's an old rare rifle or anything. I still just don't want to be marring sides, to be marring up the sides, because it does have that finish on there, the whatever the film is that they dip it in. So it's got that finish that came like that from the factory, and I want to maintain that as long as I possibly can. It does have a few scratches, but I'm okay with scratches as long as they happen where they're supposed to happen when actually in use. So like I said, with this one, the scope rings are going to be they're going to be metric because I don't know the size of them, but it's just a regular Allen key. And it doesn't have the size on this one at all, and it was just kind of thrown into a group. So, like I said, with these scope mounting kit, this one's got a magnet on the top and the bottom again. So it goes in there and it's grabbing pretty hard. And right there's that's pretty good as far as where it's at. I've already went ahead and broke these things loose whenever I was first putting it into the vise. So kind of the same thing, just get it. Really want it to mirror that other bubble that's down there. And that is pretty much right on it. So now I'm just going to tighten these things down a little bit. It's going to be the same thing. I'm going to torque them down as soon as I get it off camera because you're not really missing anything. But right now I just want to cinch them down to make sure the scoop doesn't move real quick. I don't know what the torque specs are on these, but like I said before, this one right here is a Vortec Crossfire 2. It's a 3x9x40. They're super clear. I've not shot it since I've put this on the rifle. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section below.